Yo, good morning. What's up, everybody? Hello. Mad brick in this bitch. Woo. Ooh. Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. Hello. Whew. Hello, everybody. Hello. Whew. How's everybody doing? What's going on, everyone? All right. Good morning. All right, guys. Good morning. This is the Bus Stop Live, December 11th, 2025. I do this every morning ever since October 11th, 2023. I was jacked up right here in this spot, right here, right where I'm driving by now, at my kid's bus stop. Again, at my kid's bus stop, luckily. But man, they are trying. They are trying big time. And it's almost Christmas. 2 weeks from today is Christmas, and yeah, they are unfortunately just really trying to put me in jail for Christmas. There's like a sustained attack right now, um, unfortunately, by people trying to do that. But you know, um, it's just sad. Nobody should be away from their fucking kids on Christmas. But anyway, um, so yeah, sorry again. I just can't wait for all this shit to be over, all the side shit. And my legal case included. It's been going on for over 2 years now. It just needs to end. You know, let's just go to trial. Fuck it. I obviously don't want to do that, but I'd rather have the motion to recuse, which is over a month away now because everything takes forever around here. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I am. What did I say? Yeah. So what's going on today? So the Walsh case is coming to an end. It looks, at least the prosecution is rested, which means it's the defense's turn. And I would assume that Brian Walsh will be called by the defense because they have to call him, right? Because how else do they introduce into evidence their theory of the story? His story is that he found his wife dead and then chopped up her body. That's so he's got to get on the stand and talk about. That's a fucking tough sell, man. That's harder than the Charlie Adelson. It's going to be good theater, if he takes the stand, man. And keep in mind, Brian Walsh is a con man. Like, he did the whole Andy Warhol thing. Like, lying, it comes to second nature to him. He's not what he appears. He did the whole High Life Society thing, him and Anna Walsh, and all that, and wine and cheese and all that stuff. Proctor will be there too. Oh, are they actually going to call Proctor, though? So he never admitted to chopping her up. Well, he hasn't taken the stand. All the prosecution has rested their case. They showed, all going to Home Depot, all that stuff, all the text messages and Google searches, and the paramour and all this stuff showing that But people think he's going to get away with it. Come on, if you were on that jury and you were just listening to all this stuff about like all those Google searches, people cannot get over those Google searches. When I and unlike the Reed case, the Google searches aren't disputed. They're just Google searches because that's whatever comes up. That's what it is, right? It came up. That's what it says in the extraction report. So that's what he Googled, you know. Um, so how do you explain case? When I saw it, I'm like, oh, well, there you go. He Googled He's got to take a plea. He's fucked. They tried to keep that stuff out of evidence. They couldn't. Jurors are just regular people. They hear that shit and they're just like, oh yeah, that motherfucker did it. And they're like, I can't acquit this guy. I can't let him back on out in the streets. He killed his wife. And like this whole story about like she was dead, so I got rid of her body. Like what? I mean, he's going to take the stand. It's going to be like Charlie Adelson when he got on the stand, had this whole like extortion story, which was hilarious. Or Robert Tellis when he got on the stand and had a whole fucking crazy story too. It's just like the blackmailers or whoever he said was coming after him, I can't imagine a world in which the jury, unless he puts on some masterful display, which I don't know is possible. Like Greg Connor, the ADA who's prosecuting this case, would have to be completely incompetent for that for happening. I mean, Greg, and what I like about this Walsh case too, it is showing everything that the Commonwealth can do to catch a murderer. Like if they think a person murdered somebody, they know what they're doing. They know how to like dot the I's, cross the T's, because you cannot let a murderer go free, right? They didn't do any of that in the Reed case. None of it. If Karen Reed had actually done it, right, there would have been if Karen Reed had actually murdered John O'Keefe, right, they would have handled that situation entirely differently. Like, they would have set up a fucking perimeter. Like, what if they allowed Brian Albert's lawn to just be, anybody could just walk by it? What if Karen Reed did do it and there was taillight all over that lawn, and then she sent her brother up there to pick it all up? What if, like, wouldn't she do that? Like, shit, go get rid of that. Fuck, I hit John last night. Like, fuck, go get that, What are we going to do? It's like, of course you're going to, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, they didn't, if Karen Reed really did it, they would have gotten ring camera footage from every single house on the way from 34 Fairview to One Meadows Ave for Karen Reed's midnight ride, right? That would have shown her taillight broken at 12:30. Because nobody, even the Reed team says that at 12:30 the taillight was perfectly intact, not cracked, slightly cracked. Because the debate is it slightly cracked or is it all the way destroyed? Well, at 12:30 when she goes by the Canton Library or 12:37, whatever, it should be completely. It should be cracked or broken or something. It should not be completely intact at all, right? So, okay, the Canton Library footage messed up. Okay, fine. How about one of the hundreds of homes along the way that had ring cameras, including the one I stopped at and rang the doorbell for, right? And did actual journal. Oh, Turtle Boy doesn't do journalism. I went to these houses and I said, did the state police ever come and ask for your ring camera footage? Nope. Nope. If Karen Reed was actually a murderer, is that not what they would have done? And because they did all this in the Brian Walsh case, man. They got surveillance cameras everywhere, catching this guy's every track, seeing everything he's doing. That's how you catch a murderer. They did the same with like Fotis Duelist. They got school bus footage for Fotis Duelist. That's how they got him on a fucking bike. That motherfucker parked like miles away from the house and drove on a fucking bike and then left his phone behind. I think with Michelle Troconis, I want to say, but left and just went there, killed her, got back on his bike and left, right? And they got him on a fucking school bus camera. That's how thorough that investigation was. Like when they think somebody is a murderer, they get them, right? They don't hold anything back. Not the state police though. Not with Karen Reed. With Karen Reed, they're like, yeah, we'll just fucking wing it. What do we got on her? Well, we got taillight that keeps fucking appearing every other day over like a 3-week period. We just got taillight. We'll just keep finding it, you know? Um, what else did they wing it? Oh, yeah. When we go to Bill Reed's house to pick up the Lexus, yeah, sure, we could take a picture of the taillight and show that it's like completely fucked up, but nah, fuck it. We won't do that. Maybe we should record these interviews. If Karen Reed admitted to doing a 3-point turn, as Michael Proctor claims that she did in her interview that wasn't recorded, but yet all of Brian Walsh's interviews were recorded. If Karen Reed had really done that, then wouldn't they record her saying that? Why wouldn't they record that? Wouldn't they record the McAlberts? You know? if they're just innocent witnesses, this got to clear you guys real quick. Standard. We don't want the defendant to be able to blame you guys, right? We don't want to give her the chance to blame you guys. So let's, get on that. But did they do that? No. But they did in Brian Walsh. I mean, this is standard, guys. This is a murder case. This is standard. That's what brought me to this case. That's what I found so intriguing about it. It's like I've seen 48 Hours before. I've seen Dateline. I know how murder investigations work for, as best as somebody like me can, right? I know how this shit works. Why didn't they do any of this shit? You know? But I hope Proctor's on today. Are they definitely calling him? Does anyone know? Does anyone know if they're definitely calling? All right. It's fucking mad birthday. Oh fuck! It's the wind that's killing me. All right. Oh yeah. By the way, guys, this is your daily reminder, or not daily reminder, like reminder that if you do a social media live stream on like a social media platform like Twitter, for instance, or X or whatever you call it. Give me one sec, guys. Hold on. Hold on. All right. All right. All right. Hold on. Get this out here. I'm gonna jump on my computer to finish this off. Don't mind me. Hold on. One sec, guys. Bear with me. All right. I'm gonna jump on my computer. It's better on my computer. All right. All right. All right, guys. So, oh, that's fucking dark, huh? Easier this way. Yeah, so this is like your just daily reminder that, like, if you're doing streams with like people who their official policy during the Karen Reed trial was like, Karen Reed's guilty of murder and she should be in jail the rest of her life. If you're doing hosting streams with people like that, like you've kind of lost the whole like I'm here for Karen thing. You know what I mean? Like, are you, or are you here for the TBDS? Like, if you're suddenly aligning yourself with people like that and like breaking bread with them and be like, yeah, we have so much in common. Let's talk about this one thing we have in common. What's that thing again? Oh yeah, we don't like Turtle Boy. That's right. And by default, we don't like anyone in his orbit, which includes Nurse Kim, Auntie Deb, you name it. Right. So yeah, I mean, it's sad, like, to see that shit happen. Well, not sad, like really more revealing. Like, oh, okay, so you guys just don't care about that. And if you're like, with what's her name, Krusty, like if you're retweeting her and supporting her and having her on your platforms and like breaking bread with all those people, then you might be a fraud. You might not really care about justice for John O'Keefe and free Karen Reed. That, because I'll never get over that. I will never get over people. I will never break bread with people that say Karen Reed is guilty. Right? Because that was a litmus test on what kind of person you are, in my opinion. That's it. That's all I need to know. Even after the split, the people who don't support me now, Karen Reed supporters who don't support me, that's perfectly fine. You're not as bad as like the people who said she's guilty. Like you passed the most basic test, So there's that. All right. Okay, let me see what we got here. No, Howie's not being a dick. Howie's cool. Apparently, I'm a dick rider. What's wrong with being a dick rider? It's fun to ride dick sometimes. Um, am I going to be doing any call-ins? Maybe sometime. People don't really like the call-ins that much because there's just a lot of not interesting call-ins sometimes. Yeah, when girls go on dating sites, they should say, "Do you believe Karen Reed is guilty or not?" And that should be whether they're going to continue. I've always said that. Do not date men. Do not fuck men who believe that Karen Reed is guilty. You need to dump them. Do you know if it's true about Crawford getting kicked off the Kelsey case? I don't know how you get kicked off a case. I mean, it's a free country. You can write about whatever you want about. So I don't know anything about that, but I do know that he's taken up that cause and really hasn't done much. But there's that. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's cool. I mean, good. It's a free country. Raise whatever money you want for whoever you want. For sure. I've never but and nothing but respectful to DJ. And let me address Valerie. I got a confession to make. I kind of like Valerie. I do. I think Valerie's actually like I think Valerie gets it. I think Valerie's smarter than most things. Now, once in a while, Valerie says something insane, like wild. Like it's like if you're mad, it's okay to just go through your boyfriend's shit. Like she said something like that. Like that's wild. She said like shit like that. Or like, sometimes she says shit that's just wrong. Like he did not just get $1,500 donation. Or he donated it to himself. Like that's wild. But if you listen to what Valerie says, like even when she comes on Spaces, like she makes good fucking points, like at the beginning, and then there's always something that just she's stuck on, and usually it involves Ray from Dallas. Like and she's just like, well, let's talk about Ray from Dallas, and you're mean to women, and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't think I am. Not, I'm mean to men too. So confession. I find Valerie to be pretty reasonable, to be perfectly honest with you. I know it's probably not a majority opinion about it. Probably not a majority opinion around here, but I've had conversations with her in which I find her reasonable. Just saying. So I'm going to put that out there. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on of a court saying YouTube channels are not journalism? In Florida, there was that guy, Andy Signal, right? Guy messaged me. Maybe I'll talk about that case. That's a really interesting case. It's a good point. Maybe we'll talk about that. She's been saying I'm lying about my lawyer fees. I mean, should I just produce the receipts? I mean, I know I don't owe it to these people, but I also like shutting them up. You know, as long as they will, I'm gonna. If I do that, I need Valerie to admit that, like, she needs to make a post saying I was wrong. If I actually produce the receipts showing how much I've paid for all my legal fees, I think that would be fair. That she needs to admit publicly that she's wrong. If I'm going to go to that extent. Hello, Caroline. Good morning to you. When she's not getting loud, she's very reasonable. Exactly. So I'm just saying. And JFK used to be reasonable too, you know? That's why I like talking to him before. He was reasonable. Then there was one thing they just got stuck on. It's like, bro, come on. And now we all know like the story behind that, which is just wild. Oh, Ian Runkle made a video about anti-signal. Interesting. Let's have to check that out. I know I don't have to prove anything to anyone, but I just like being right, and I like when I like putting people in their place and making them look stupid, you know, because there's a lot of people that will like, you know, Andy Signor is an anus. Why? I don't know much about him, but I'm a big fan of the First Amendment, and it applies to everyone, anus or not, you know. And by the way, it's like the idea that YouTube isn't journalism. It's like, bro, it's like the biggest. So if you just create a WordPress blog, that makes you a journalist. But you go on YouTube and you report the same thing just in a different format, which is video. You're not. Explain that one to me. What if you have a Substack? A lot of people do Substacks. That's not journalism, you know. Yeah, I don't like people being snitches trying to put people in jail over nothing. That's bullshit. And unfortunately, like I said, it's very scary right now. There's a sustained push to put me in there by certain individuals, and it's scary. You know, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't like losing sleep over it. You know. All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Again, I don't want to do the drama. It's stupid. It's anxiety inducing. I don't like it. I want it to be over. I just want to move on. You know, I don't like this. That is like I'm on what, day 3 of my vow not to mention any certain names, and I'm going to stick to that. I will not be doing that at all. That is my promise to the American people. Period. And you know, no matter what lies are spewed or anything like that, I won't respond to it. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's see what people are saying. All right, anyone got any questions or anything? Let's see what we got here. But you aren't right all the time, TV. I'm not. No, I'm definitely not right all the time. But you know, if I'm wrong about something, I'll correct the record. Done it before many times. I'm very flawed, you know, as you know, and I'm pretty open about what my flaws are. A lot of them revolve around women and a lack of self-control, and an inability to avoid distractions, if you will, like feeding into distractions. I'm not good at it. Like, so I will fully. Hold on, what's this say? Yeah, of course I'll uncover a big story after this. Like I've been uncovering big stories my whole life. Right now, I don't have the bandwidth or the mental capacity to like, because I'm so focused on my case and saving my own fucking life right now. You know that, and then all the shit that comes along with it, man. It's fucking anxiety inducing, man. It's hard. Not gonna lie. No, I don't think the case is going to be dropped before the January date because we still have the motion to recuse, you know? Cover the new Lauren Matthias body cam footage. I got to see that. Yes, we can do the value. Exactly. This is what I mean. I want to get on this shit. All right. Anybody else got anything here? Any other questions? And that's the thing is like right now, my case is a really big story. So yeah, like I'm a journalist and I'm covering my own case. I did not want to become the story. I wanted to just cover the Reed case. I became part of the story out of, against my will when they arrested me, which I didn't ask them to do on October 11th, 2023. Right. Oh, my next New Jersey court date is on your birthday, 41st. Happy birthday coming up. That's December 18th, right? Yeah. I got to see a therapist again. No, it's tough. And there's like things going on right now. It's like I don't even want to talk about them, but it is anxiety inducing. And all I'm saying is like, if you ever cared about me, just please don't try to send me to jail on Christmas. That's all I ask. Like that would be incredibly cruel to do. Incredibly cruel. But anybody else got anything to say before I call it a day? It's not that I'm down. It's that it's just anxiety when you constantly have like that feeling in your stomach that you're going to go back to jail because people are trying to do that. And it's very, very anxiety inducing. So, all right. Because I don't want to go back to jail, I have health insurance. Yeah, part of the divorce. You could be covered under your ex-wife shit. So like it's like settled to pay for it, pay for your percentage of it or whatever. It all gets figured out in my divorce. Barbara Littman. I think, wait, did I pronounce that wrong? I always said it wrong. Barbara Liftman. She was like, we hired we had the same divorce attorney. It was like cheap, $3,500. Can't beat it for the two. Like, you know how much the divorce costs if both parties get attorneys? Like, it's expensive, bro. And like they fight over everything. We were just like, well, we just want this done. So let's just hire one that does mutual ones. It's like her bread and butter, $3,500, and Barbara Liftman, and it was just in and out. It's fucking great, But anyway, I'm gonna go get started with my day, guys. We will see you guys all for the next episode of Sex Call tonight at 9:30, and we'll see everybody else later. All right, peace, deep, grease.